to part 2. Let's get going with the external entities, where we will be just looking here at Visual Paradigms tutorial, where we came from in the last part. So in order to make this level 1, we need this to understand the process. So a process is a business activity or function where the manipulation and transformation of data takes place. A process can be decomposed to a final level of details for representing how data is being processed within the process. So this is key, that we need a process that can be decomposed to a final level of detail. So that's what we're doing now. We're going from the system, which we know all the external, we know the entities around the system, but now we need to define how the process are working and representing how data is being processed within the process. We also have the data store, and this also comes in handy because we need somewhere to store the data we are processing. So a data represents the storage of persistent data required and or produced by the process. Here's some examples of data stores: membership forms, database tables, etc. So this we also could use in this very example we're going to use. And the data flow, this is the arrows that combines the process, the inventories, or the persistence, the data stores. A data flow represents the flow of information with its direction represented by an arrowhead that shows at the ends of flow connector. So what will we do in this tutorial? So yes, I'm going to be looking at this tutorial. Meanwhile, we can drawing here in Visual Paradigm. So first of all, I will just be taking myself over here, so in order for you to see me. So, and this is, let's just get me over here. I don't know why why this is so here. Yes, good. I don't know. This one also has this shifts all the time. This is something new from the from Mac, which I got here today. And let's just try to disable this so we don't get all these shifts. So we say storage manager here. Yeah. Okay. So how to draw this context layer? We also get me this one back here. So in some way we need to we're going back to the tutorial. In this tutorial we'll show you how to draw a context diagram along with the level 1 diagram. Okay, and here they offer something 3 day of a trial. Skip. How to draw to context layer level DFD. Okay, that's what we saw here. I'll try to do this in the example here. So we had the context layer here. That's what we did before. So let's just go back here and just let's see what we can do here. So we created the diagram. We also got the system. We should actually use this one resource catalog in order to get these instead. So what I was doing is actually wrong. So let's try to get the arrows here instead. So let's go back and let's just try to get them on the correct one. So we're going in here, diagram. We're going to the process. Oh, sorry. We're going to this. What's the wrong one? I've created several. So let's just get to the context here. So these ones, in order for these are not necessary for Visual Paradigm in the tutorial. So I'll just be going here and then just get some. Let's see here. Let's just get this going here. So what they are suggesting is that we use these instead use these arrows that go back and forth from the system to the entity. So this is, and then they show us here how we do it. So we're going to select here on the on this bottom here. So they give this one, and then we have to take this bidirectional data flow. So if it's a bidirectional, we're gonna take it, and then we're just gonna put it to a entity here, so external entity, and then we're just gonna call it a wholesale. Good. So it's leading us there, and then we are going to. This is pretty smart, actually. I didn't know about that. They could do the so. So let's get another bidirectional. So this is going to be the store manager. Yes. So actually, you can define the external entities and just put these in afterwards, and then we're gonna have one directional. So this is. Oh, sorry. This is. We need to push. Use this one, and this is going to be our private customer. So now we completed the first step here in the tutorial. So let's go further down, and then just let's have a look here, and then say, well, we need so we have the bidirectional, we have the we created this one. Okay, so we have the inventory here. I suppose that this is so let's follow the tutorial. Some might say that this is too much in the context level diagram, but let's just have this in the context diagram for the fun of it. So we will put the inventory here. Let's just see. So we need the so for this bigger, we have a products that will be I think that will be perhaps we need a bidirectional, because we both create products within the system, and we also fetch products from within the system. We would like to do that. That could come in handy. So we're gonna have the product inventory. So product inventory. Okay. So this is not found. So we have to define it first. Okay, it makes us do that. So product inventory. And this will then we have to connect it, so we make the bidirectional, and then we say system. Okay, super. We have the product inventory, and then after that we will get the customer. So let's just fetch here. So we say that let's have the wholesale customer. Let's get that a bidirectional. So to the system. All right. And this is good, super. And then we have, so perhaps these are the main two we need for the moment right now. So perhaps we also need, we have the wholesale customer record, and then we also need an extra one. This is our in our system, the wholesale customer, they have a standard order that they use every let's say they use that, they get that, they have that every week, and then that can be adjusted with 1 day in advance to the order. So they have to, or we have to have their orders fetched from the wholesale or like linked up to the wholesale customer table. So in order to know what they give, or they have, in order to know the standard order, and also in order to know to make adjustments to it. So from that we will need to have to make the standard order database. So standard order, and this is we also have to make the bidirectional to the system. So now we are up and running with these systems. So this is our context level. Let's dig deeper. Or let's dig deeper to this. So what we have now is the process. We need to define the processes, as I was speaking about in part 1, and this is okay. So I'm perhaps going a bit quick here, because the tutorial actually gets a good explanation of, or an idea of how we implement the or how we decompose this, or how we effectively use a visual paradigm to create the different levels. So instead of creating another diagram from scratch, we will decompose the system process to form a new DFD. Right click on the system and select decompose from the pop-up menu. So this is a very quite interesting feature, a good feature here. So we go back here and we'll just say so the pop-up menu. I'll right click on that one, and then we'll just say okay, decomposed next data flow diagram. So let's check this one, and then remember my choice, don't ask. I'm not sure about that, but let's just skip that and say yes. Okay, super. This is perfect because now we get rid of the system, and now we can move on to defining the processes, but still keep the same entities and data stores. So we decompose. This is brilliant. The data stores and or external entities connected to the selected process system would be referred to in the level 1 DFD. So when you prompt it, yes, that's what we see here. So when you prompt to add them to the new diagram, click yes to confirm. Yes, blah, 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 that's what we did. And this looks very familiar from which the system process. Every element should remain unchanged except the system process from which the DFD decompose is now gone and replaced by a blank space to be elaborated. Yes, perfect. Rename the DFD, right click on its background and select rename. So rename the DFD, so select, right click on the background here. I'm gonna right click there and let's say rename here, and then let's just say level 1. Okay, yes, want to continue? Yes, because we had another one from past. Okay, so we are let's okay we can rename it. We rename it in the sake of this example. We will say level 1 DFD. Good. Press enter. Create the 3 processes for process order, ship goods, issued receipts in the center as shown below. That is the old spot for the system process, and we place them there to elaborate. So create 3 processes. Yes. So we can see here we have the the process order, ship goods, issued receipt. So this is regarding the customer. So let's move our wholesale customer here, because this is perhaps the most interesting for us right now. So a wholesale customer, let's think of the processes here. I will just show you here. We can have, in our case, the wholesale customer could have a process that look like inquiry. So let's say business inquiries, because business inquiry. I'm not sure how to actually spell that. So let's just see if inquiry. Yes, that's the way. And then we also have the wholesale customer who can make a standard. Let's say here, this is. They can make a business inquiry. They can also update standard order, or they can update standard order, and then they should be able to also that's perhaps it actually for now. So let's just keep it that way. So this is the wholesale, or they should also, because then we also have the store manager here, but yeah, let's just keep it for the wholesale customer. So they make a business inquiry. They we go over, and then they have the standard order here. Yes. So from that we will see here the standard order, business inquiry, update standard order. Yes. So the connection lines for data flows. Okay, so let's just try to make them for the all of them. So let's just here we take them up, move them a bit, give them a space. The wholesale, we're gonna move that. We're gonna say the yes, wholesale here. Actually, we should rename this one, because I think this is more appropriate for us. Standard order, and then we have the store manager. The store manager should be able to make the yes here, and have this one here. So the store manager is like, we give them process here, so they would say update add wholesale customer. Yes, so we will give them here, and a wholesale customer here. we will have to give them a way to also they should remove. And now we're just gonna write all of them here. Okay, let's just say that this is perhaps we're being too specific. So this is maybe perhaps we have one business inquiry that's good enough. But then update standard order. We can say that we could say manipulate standard orders. So in that way we would say that this one can do that in order to make this more abstract, because now we may be being too specific. So at wholesale customer we also say manipulate wholesale customers or something else. But we know that this one concerns all what regards sending data from and to the wholesale customer database, and we also have the standard order here. And we could perhaps also for this one, and this is what it's good for data flow diagrams, it also helps us find perhaps generate ideas for persistence here. So perhaps we should make one here inquiries. So then we could that could help us in terms of sending like to help with that. So, and this is also interesting for the store manager, because they should handle these inquiries, and then they should do something with the wholesale customer. Perhaps we should call this update wholesale customer, and then we should have the also update product inventory. So we're gonna make a new one, update product. So also this one is interesting here. So So we could say process. We could say process instead, because that's maybe more abstract and more compliant to the terms of speaking here. Process wholesale customer. So yeah, because it's regarding process that involves a lot of tasks within it. So let's just keep this one. Process is perhaps a good way. So process standard orders. We could also say process business inquiries. So process. These are processes. Process products. Process wholesale customer. Process products. Product inventory. Store manager. Blah, blah. Okay, so we get this one, and the private customer actually doesn't really have a process, because they should actually just see they fetch a web page, and that's the static web page, and that's more or less okay. We it's a different side of the one, but process private customer process to the home page, process view, process information baker's in Rondo baker process website. So, and this is and perhaps we should make a persistent here, so that one is website info website data. So this one is it's accesses website. So access fetch web show website. So, and this is when it fetches from the data and the process. Everybody can actually access that. So we should actually have the way of updating a website. Let's just keep this for the moment. Now it's not that interesting to the system, because the system this data perhaps this could be interesting also, because the product inventory could be displayed. This is more or less maybe the system. So in order for we have the private customer, so I would actually consider deleting this one for the moment. So let's continue with the tutorial here, and we should supposedly have enough here for continuing. So let's see, wiring the connection lines for data flow. So we get into the wiring connection here. The remaining steps in this section are about connecting the model elements in the diagram. For example, customer provides order information when placing an order for processing. Place your mouse pointer over customer, drag out the resource catalog icon, and release your mouse button on the process order. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the wholesale customer here as the example shows, and we're going to get this one. So we see that this is going to our so this is going to our process. What do we have here? We have the process. Why does this one not give us process business inquiries? So process biz. Why does this not? Okay, let's just drag it here. So data flow goes in that way. So perhaps we need to give it this one, and then saying that. So we this is actually interesting because you have to like hit the edge here, and then you have to go. It's opposite. You have to go in the middle here. I think. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. This is so. Yeah, you have to drag it to the middle of this one. So, and this I don't know. I suppose that this should be there, but see, it's you have to get the vertical line. I don't know if you see it, but you have to somehow get the vertical line and then hit it, and then just and you get the line here. So the line here, as we see here, we select this one, and there now we can utilize these tags here. We can or this explanation we get on the different lines. So what we will say, we have to say we get a business inquiry, business info. Yeah, this should be the wholesale customer info. Inquiry info. Let's just inquiry info. Let's keep it abstract here. Inquiry info. Okay. Yes, and then we will see that this is so. Let's just drag it even smaller. Yes, so we can have it here on the page. So we get the inquiry info and information which corresponds with the order information here. So the process order. So process business inquiry. We see process. Let's just see inquiry here. So inquiries. Let's keep it easy here, and let's just. So they get the inquiries, and meanwhile the process order process also receives customer information from the database. The process to process the order use the resource catalog to create a data flow from the customer to the process order. So this one should also let's get a data flow this other way. So let's just hit that vertical line here. Yeah, and it worked, and so on. This one should, I think, because this here we say it's optional. So this is optional to give it a name here. So if you like, but since the data flow is quite self-explanatory, yeah. So it would just be inquiries, like it's data. Okay. So this is we're going to omit it here. Yes, we're also going to omit it here by combining the order information from customer external entity and the customer information from the custom data store process order. So they take, okay, combining the information from customer external entity and the customer information from the customer data store process order. So we take the process orders process, then creates a transaction record in the database, creates a data flow from the process order to the transaction. Okay, so we get the so they can make a transaction. So first of all, they verify, they somehow they get the customer information, and then they go down and then they fetch, they get the from the customer, and then they go to the process. Somehow it also goes to the transaction to get something there. So to get the transaction, so we can do this also from customer external entity. So we get the wholesale customer, and they make an inquiry, and then we need to so this updates. So this goes to our this should go to the wholesale customer. So let's just go here, take our line, draw it down here, and then say, okay, super. This is because then we get the wholesale customer from the inquiry. So that we can add a wholesale customer from the inquiry. Okay, here it says something to rearrange the connection line. Okay, so we can also, in our InVision paradigm, it offers us so ways to make it more aligned, or something that you don't get too many lines crossing each other. That's also a bit confusing, can be if you have many lines, but let's get to that later. So to rearrange, place your mouse, we did that. Where you want to add the pivot, you'll then see a bubble on the mouse, press and drag it to the position desired. Up to this point, that your diagram should look like this. Okay, yes. With our own, I would say that it looks more like, maybe we don't get this, but once a transaction is stored, the shipping process follows. Therefore, create a data flow from process order. So once the transaction is stored, the shipping. Okay, so when we have stored the wholesale customer, so then the process follows. Therefore, create a data flow from the process order process to ship good. So we get the we can get this one. We will move this one, and then we can. Okay, perhaps we should actually. So the process inquiries. This goes down there, opens a customer, wholesale customer. Okay, so we move it down there. We get something here in the wholesale customer list. We get an extra list, and then we move it up to the to process the wholesale customer. So this one should go here, and we're looking for the horizontal line here. Oh, sorry, the vertical. Let's keep it vertical. Yeah, and we get the line here. Okay, so this is our so wholesale customer is our good. So and the inquiry is our order. So leads to the transaction, the order number. So we need the customer number to pack the to get the to process a wholesale customer. So to in sort of getting the customer ready to be to make a standard order. Okay, so in some way we need to go further here. The number of to pack the right order to pack the. So we need to pack the right or inquiry to in order to get to deliver a wholesale customer to the right wholesale customer to the system. Maybe we should understand it. We could use this metaphor. We could still keep it in within the metaphor. Yes, create a data flow from the transaction data store and ship to ship goods. Okay, so here we're going to do this, and we hit it right there. And perhaps we should do like they do in the example here with the transaction. So we're just gonna move this, and then we're gonna do this, and then we should add an extra here to pivot it that way, and then go that way. Perfect. So note if there is a lack of space for you to move the, yes, we'll move the shapes around. Ship goods also needs to read the customer information for his/her shipping address. Create a data, okay, for his/her shipping address, create a data flow from the customer data store to ship good process. So we create a data flow from the customer data store to ship good process. So create a data flow from the customer data store to the ship good process. Yeah, I think we did that. Ship good also needs to read the customer information. Okay, so ship good here needs to read the customer information. Okay, super. So process whole shop. Okay, good. We need also to make an arrow here, because when the inquiry the wholesale customer is created, we need to read the inquiry also. So Yeah, we get this, and perfect. Ship good then updates the inventory database to reflect the goods shipped. So the goods shipped create a so our process wholesale customer updates the wholesale customer database to reflect the created wholesale customer. So we need to make a we need to okay, so we continue the data flow diagram here to the data store. Name it updated. Just say more here. Just say more. Name it updated product record. Okay, so updated product record. So where does it? Okay, it leaves us here going back to the inventory. So okay. So actually, I think we need to, in order to utilize this use case perfectly, or to make it better, we need to or improve it. We need to make a wholesale. Okay, we have the wholesale customer, so we're just gonna adjust this. What could you say? Like not a inquire in wholesale customers that need to be. So we have to make inquiries. So this is one. So this one is perhaps the they somehow apply. So we also update this way. So they apply for a to be customer here. So they apply application. Hvad hedder det? Wholesale application, wholesale customer, wholesale application. So wholesale application, they go there, they go to the process wholesale, and we have this one. This is our wholesale candidates. Dates. Okay, and then they are processed to the and then we say here we move these away here from this one, and then we get this one. Okay, we move this and we just take a new one. So wholesale customers. Okay, so this is our DB here, and let's just move it up here, so we will get it as much looking like the other on the example here. So let's just move it down a little bit. Okay, and so this is the process. So this is maybe perhaps we should call it approve wholesale customer. So apply. What we say, like okay, approve. Oh, sorry. Okay, so process inquiry. Okay, so process inquiries. Application process. Okay, application process. Applications. Process applications. So this application here, inquire application information. We're just gonna adjust it here. So you always have to be open to change. So we're just gonna do this. The first one was the draft. Yes. So wholesale customer sends an application info. We process the application. We go to the we go to put a candidate to the database. And we also have to we put a candidate. We get a wholesale custom application. Perhaps we should have the store manager instead of the wholesale customer. So I'm just gonna move this arrow here. So okay, yes. So store manager views Okay, because somehow we need to approve an external entity to approve this. So I would say we're just gonna go back to the wholesale customer here. Sends in application info. Some way the process application. This involves. So perhaps this is where we're going to have the store manager. So to approve the to somehow approve this check application, do you know, like yeah, check application, check somehow logs in, you know, like yeah, we're just gonna keep it now here. So the store manager, what does it send? It sends somehow yeah, we're just gonna wait for that. So my assumption is that we need to have a store manager here, but let's just see if I'm right or wrong. What am I? So they will be going to the process application here, the wholesale application. So why did I want to have the store manager here? Well, in some way perhaps we have to remove this and do what I was thinking about before. So let's just remove this, and we're just gonna remove this. So, or maybe application info here, and we also have the store manager here to approve the process, because the application info needs to get from the store manager. Okay, we could say that. So they get the application info from an external entity. So, and then they will create a wholesale application, approve the wholesale customer. So in our example, we will get the information from the but we have some candidates here. So they go down to the candidates. We have the wholesale applications here. Okay, they get it from there. They were layered here. Okay, super. Now we get it. Okay, good. Perhaps but in some way we need to interact with the wholesale application, because and then create the update here. So this is gonna be updated wholesale customer record. And this is going to, we have to do like they do, perhaps, because that seems reasonable in order to get enough space. Just gonna move this, and we're gonna move this, and here we have it. Okay, we get the store manager, gets in application info, process application. Okay, so some way this gets application info. So this should be the wholesale customer. So in some way we should have the process application, wholesale application. So this one should be updated from the wholesale customer. So in other terms, we need to get a process in here, I think before, that includes, so we get a process here, perfect. So we send application, send application. So the wholesale customer types in their application info, and this goes directly to the application wholesale application database. So this one is the yeah, this one just goes there. So let's just keep it that way. So and let's just make another arrow here, so we keep it. Yeah, perfect. So they send an application, because the wholesale customer sends an application, send application info, send application, or yeah, send create application, create application, goes to this one, wholesale application, boom. They process application info. So this one should get the, we remove this. So store manager requests perhaps yeah, since it goes to the process applications, we get it from the wholesale application here to the process application. We can then approve. This should also, I think, in as I remember, we should have the one here, approve it, also from the store manager. So approve it, process, start the process of applications, and then goes down to approving it. Perhaps let's just remove this, and then the wholesale, yeah, then reviews the candidates. So sees the applications, perhaps checks the applications, check for application, let's check applications, and then approve the application, and then we create a wholesale customer. Perfect. Once the order arrives, in the customer hands the issue receipt, the process begins. In it, a receipt is prepared based on the transaction order. So we have to also to inform the wholesale customer that we have that they have approved the standard order. So we need to get a standard order from them. We need to know their standard order. So in some way we will put this here, and then let's get that vertical line. Yeah. So we will send this to them. Yeah, and then they somehow. Oh, sorry. We should actually make a new process. Yeah, that's exactly what we should. So we will take the wholesale customer here, candidates, which corresponds to the transactions here in the, and then we do the smart thing by creating the process directly from creating and creating the arrow at the same time. So we will do a what should we say, issue receipt. So we know, so they know that we will like to talk to have them as the system wants them as a customer. So, and then they should get the they should go back to the wholesale customer here. So we got it here. Yeah, they can get it that way. So sure, this is perfect. Yes, and then they we send the receipt. Perfect. Okay, so issue to the customer. Let's create data flow. We did that. External name. Yeah, perfect. You have just finished the drawing a little one diagram, something like this. More or less, it looks like that. So this is the way of our way of handling the issue with the store manager and the wholesale customer, and creating an application to make the in order for us to go forward. And then perhaps in the next part I will be showing how to demonstrate the standard order creation. Oh, let's look at it. But this is a good introduction. So thank you very much for staying tuned, and videos are coming.